All right, so welcome to day 3 of the Simply Pips Back to School for Newbies. I'd like to state here again that we're not taking this class or lecture in any particular order. We will be covering, however, some basic things that newbies should understand, and then we'll culminate in teaching you a simple strategy, not necessarily a profitable strategy long term, but a simple strategy that will help you familiarize yourself with the terminologies we use and how to perhaps help you get used to the style, the lifestyle of a trader. Today, we want to discuss MT4 and the tools and components of the MT4. As a trader, we trade basically using, we trade in an environment, and the environment we trade in is called the MT4, the Metatrader 4. It has an advanced one called the Metatrader 5, but most brokers still use the Metatrader 4 because it's very popular with retail traders, and many expert advisors, EAs, robots are built around the Metatrader 4. So we'll be looking basically at the Metatrader 4. It does have Android version or mobile version, and it also has the laptop computer version. I'll be sharing a different screen right now. That should be my mobile phone, and we'll look at how to go around the mobile version, and then we'll quickly come back and look at the laptop version. I want to state here that if you want to be a profitable trader long term, one of the things you must do is invest in a trading tool. I wouldn't say that there are no traders who trade profitably using their mobile phones, but most professional traders I know have 1 or 2 laptops. So you want to go far in this industry, you want to ensure that you invest in some tools, one of which will be a computer or perhaps a laptop. There are many things you can do on the MT4 while it's on your laptop that you can't do on the MT4 on your mobile device. One common one is that you can add custom-made indicators on your mobile phone. You can't add EAs and the likes on your mobile phone. So I'll be touching briefly on the desktop, not necessarily going too deep into it. Let me share the screen to my phone right about now, and then we'll proceed. Just a moment. You should be seeing the screen to my phone anytime from now. So like on my screen, you can see Metatrader 4. I'm going to click on Metatrader 4 right now. It pops up something like this. If you were in the last class, I told us to download Metatrader 4 from our Play Store. So I did. The first thing you want to do after downloading it is you click on that plus sign. You click on, there are some 3 dots at the top of your screen. The blue banner up there, 3 lines, 3 horizontal lines at the top there. Click on them. It brings you to something like this, right? You click on Get Started. Click on Get Started and click on the big plus sign in that blue banner up there. Click on the big plus sign. It brings you to this point. Because you are a newbie, you would want to open a demonstration account. It's called, in short, a demo account. So open a demo account. So I'll click on Open a demo account. It's going to ask me which broker do I want to open this demo account with, right? There are some brokers that you can open demonstration accounts straight up from the mobile MT4 without having to have an account with them. Some insist you must have an account with them before or at least have a profile with them before having a demonstration account, right? So one broker that allows you to have an account, a demonstration account, even if you don't have an account with them, is FXTM. So for the purpose of this webinar, we'll be discussing FXTM. So click in that find broker and I'll type FXTM. Right, for the purpose of this class, I'll be choosing the very last one, the ECN demo. So I'll click on the ECN demo. It brings me to this place. I'm supposed to put in my details, right? So you can put in your name, right? This is a demonstration account, so practically everything on this screen is fictitious. Of course, aside my nickname. So put your name, right? Put a phone number, put an email under personal information. Then we'll go to the next segment, account information. I usually love my accounts to be denominated in United States dollars, so to the FXTM USD. Account leverage for newbies, I suggest you play around 1:200 at max. So choose 1:200. If you remember leverage, I mentioned leverage at the very last class. Now the deposit there is the amount of play money, the demonstration money you want to use. I traditionally would use a 3,000 or a 5,000. For the purpose of this class, let's use a 5,000. So there we have 5,000. Now I'm going to click on create account. Create account is on the bottom of the screen, right? I'll click on create account, and then it creates a demonstration account for me. Now, if you use EAs like I do or some other things, I'm saying this for the purpose of people who are, not new. In the blue banner up there, towards the right-hand side, you see a copy sign, right? You see a copy sign right here, right? So if I want to copy my login details, I can just click on that copy sign and then paste it on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and then I have my password, my login details, my investor password, all of those things. So I can simply just screen grab this page, right? So let's clear all of this. All right, so I will click on done at the base of this screen. I click on done, and once I do that, it opens up by default to the very first page. So to enable us explain this easily, what you can see on my screen is divided into three. There is the blue banner up there, the very blue banner, and there's the middle part where you have all those pairs and the price. Then there's the lower banner, the white lower banner down there, where you have that arrow pointing in the opposite direction, then some things that look like candles or candies and the likes, right? So the blue banner up there shows quotes, and the white banner down there is showing the symbol for quotes. So in quotes, what you see is you currency pairs. Like the very first currency pair there is AUD-CAD. We call it AUD card or AC. It stands for the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. The base and the quote currency, or the first and the second currency, like we discussed. There are some prices up there, which are the bid and the ask. I won't be discussing bid and ask today. Let it go. I also won't be discussing spread, or maybe we'll cover that later. But underneath there, you can see spread. The spread is 12 as at this moment. It just changed to 13, 14. Spread aren't constant. If I click for a while, long press on that screen, on any of the pairs there, you will see simple view mode. I can click on simple view mode, and it simply takes out the spread and so many other things, right? So you can have two modes. You can have the simple view mode, or you can have the advanced view mode, where it gives you the spread and it even gives you the time, right? And it tells you that one price is the low and another price is the high. right? Again, I won't be bothering you guys with the details of what low, high is and what the spread is as at this point. At the blue banner up there, there are two tools you could use. There's the plus sign, and there's one that looks like the symbol of a pencil. If I click on that plus sign, it takes me into this interface where I can find more symbols. I'll give you an example. Right here on my screen, going back to quotes, I can't find gold. If you're a science student, you know the symbol for gold is AU, right? And to keep in accordance with the symbol or nomenclature that we use in trading pairs, you usually have three alphabets or characters representing the first currency and three characters representing the second currency. So for gold, it's simply AU. To make it three, they add X at the beginning. So it becomes XAU, and then it can be any other pair. Let's say United States dollar. I don't have XAU USD here. If I click on that plus sign, it brings me here. I could simply just type XAU, and then I can have gold. You can see gold spot and gold versus euro, right? If I click on that gold spot, it disappears automatically from this search, right? If I click on X and go back, now you can find gold XAU USD at the base of that middle white part where we have the quotes, right? You can find XAU USD at the base. So I just added XAU USD. So I'm going to give an assignment at the end of this class, right? It might need you going to find some pairs that are not, you can't find, by default on the first page you open when you open an empty form. So we can go back to the plus sign again. We have FX majors. You remember I explained majors to you guys the last class. Majors are currency pairs that have USD in them. So here, but I don't know, for one reason, we have EuroChef here. It isn't actually a major. If I want to have all of these pairs, I'll just click on them. And as I click on them, they disappear, right? I'm adding them to my quotes. I'm adding them to my quotes. Then I can also have the minus, right? I can add GBP NZD, NZD Chef, Euro NZD, and it disappears. As I'm clicking on them, they disappear automatically. I can also go into my spot metals. I've taken gold already. I can take silver. I can go to commodities and have Brent, crude, natural gas, right? I can go to CFDs and add something like SPX 500 and UK 100 and US 30, which is Wall Street, right? I can even add my German 40, right? I can go to indexes and add USD index. I can go to share index and add anything I want to add, right? So Nigeria indicatives. What was this one? I've never tried it before, so just leave that. Right, so you could add all of those things. If I go back, you find everything I've added will show here, right? You see the US index beneath and German 40, US 30, that's Wall Street 30, UK 100, SPX 500, and the like, right? They are all there. Crude oil, natural gas, everything I just added are here. So here I have my quotes, right? Now, the next icon down in the white banner down, the next icon looks like three candies, right? One is black, second is white, and the next is black. We call them candlesticks. We'll be discussing candlestick anatomy on tomorrow. We'll look at candlestick anatomy. So if I click on that icon, it takes me here, right? It takes me here where I see candlesticks. My color here is black and green. Yours may be something else. And of course, you can change the color. We'll come back to that later on. If you look at the up part here, there are some descriptions here, right? One of them, you see AUD USD, that's Australian dollar, United States dollar. Then you see H4. H4 stands for 4 hours. Each of these candles is 4 hours. When we come to candlestick anatomy, I will explain that better. But it simply tells you that you are looking at a price versus time chart of Australian dollar versus United States dollar on a 4-hour time frame. That is what this chart is telling you, right? There's another way you can get here. We can go back to our quotes, and I can simply look for AUD USD. Long click on it. Click on it for just like 2 seconds. This interface will pop up, and I can simply click on the second phrase there, which says open chart. And if I click on open chart, it takes me back here again. Right? So there are 2 ways I can get here. I can get here by simply just clicking on the second icon down, or going to the quotes, clicking for 2 seconds and click open chart. It brings me back to the charts, right? Now, in the chart interface, if you remember, I told you that what you have here is a graph of price against time. Price presently is on the right-hand side and is on the y-axis, and time is on the x-axis just beneath. Up in the blue banner, you also have some icons. The first one that looks like a plus is called the crosshair. A crosshair. You can move it. Once you click on it, just move your finger up and down, and then you see it moves. It shows you 2 things as it moves. Number one, on the right-hand side, on the price axis, it shows you price at a particular point. Then beneath on the x-axis, it shows you time at that particular point. So for instance, at the point where we are now, price of CAD JPY is 104.62. At exactly 12 noon, 23rd of June, 2022. At exactly, remember I told us from the beginning that this thing is price and time. Price and time. Right, so that's what you use your crosshair to do. You use it to find. So let's say I ask you, which is going to be one of the examples, one of the assignments I'll give you. Can you tell me the price of CAD JPY at exactly 1600 on the 21st of, let's say, June 2021? I expect you to bring your crosshair, come to 21st, and look for that time, right? Of course, you can't find it on H4. So let's say you go to H1. I will explain that later. And you just tell me the price at that time. We all should get something similar, right? Now, the next thing, repeat the part of the movement of the cross. It is crosshair. 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 Right? That's what it is. Just click on that icon for crosshair. And once you do that, you just move your finger on your device, right? And you can select any price you want it to go to. You want to take off the crosshair off of your chart, simply click on the crosshair icon again, and then it disappears. The next thing you can see is an F icon, that icon that looks like a factorial, right? The F icon in the blue banner. Click on it. It takes you to an interface called indicators, right? We haven't discussed indicators. We'll be discussing them maybe on day 6 or thereabout. But here you have indicators, and the very first one is under the bracket of trend. You have the average directional movement index, ADMI. You have the Bollinger Bands, the envelopes, the Ichimoku, the moving average, the PISA, and the SD, like that. You have oscillators, ATR. Here you have MACD, RSI, very popular stochastics. You have your volumes. You could click on them. Let's click on one under each subheading. So let's go for Bollinger Bands. So if I click on Bollinger Bands right now, it will ask me to put a setting. Anybody asking you for one of these things will ask you for a setting. Just click on done, right? And you see, now you can see Bollinger Band on my chart. It has those green curvy lines. Those are Bollinger bands. I will beg of you to give me just 2 minutes to attend to something urgent now. 2 minutes and I'll be. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's proceed right now. So here you have the Bollinger Band. Again, I'll click on that F symbol up there. Now, because I've clicked on an indicator before, I don't find, initially we just had long lists. Now they've disappeared. To be able to get them back, underneath the blue banner, you find main chart, then an F with a plus sign. I'm going to click on that F with a plus sign. Again, for emphasis, I'm talking about this here. Right? If you are a newbie, this might be a handful all within a short while, but never mind. As you practice, you get a hang of it. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and then it brings me back to that interface. So for oscillators, let's add a MACD, MACD, right? So here we have MACD somewhere there. I'm going to click on MACD. Again, if you have parameters, some parameters, anybody giving you an MACD will tell you the parameters. Let's say fast EMA is 12 here, slow EMA is 26, and all of those things. They'll give you something. I'm going to click on done. Once I click on done, now you see you have another segment beneath the chart with your MACD on. That's how you add your indicators. We'll stop there for the purpose of time. Right, but there's one thing I want to show you guys that many people, even some experienced traders, don't know. I'll quickly mention that here. Now you have main chart and indicator window. You have two things on your screen now. Main chart, then you have an indicator window. Watch what happens. I'll go back again. So you see what was on my main chart. My main chart has Bollinger Band. My indicator window has MACD with a red curvy line, right, which is a moving average. I'm going to click on that F. Then I'll go back and click on my F plus for indicator window. I click on my F plus for indicator window, and I'm going to add a moving average. I'm going to change this to something like black so it could be seen. I'm going to change the period to, let's say 70, just so it can be different, and I'll click on done. Right now, you see that I added a moving average on my indicator window. I wanted to add an indicator, but I added a moving average on my indicator window. I'm going to click on F sign again, and I'm going to go to the main chart, right? I click on the F plus on the main chart, and I'll still add the same moving average, right? And I'll click on done. You see now you have a black one, moving average again on my main chart, right? So what I'm trying to say is that once you have your main chart and your indicator chart, you could add indicators to them. So sometimes we clog our main charts with lots of indicators. You could actually move them to your indicator window so you have better view of your candlestick and the patterns they form, right? So that is that on the F sign there, the indicator sign. The next one is a dollar sign, right? You see a dollar sign up there in the blue banner, the third one. Once we click on it, what it does is that it takes us back to a mini quote. Remember, the quote is the very first icon down where we saw all our currency pairs. So let's say I want to go back to ADUSD. I just simply click on ADUSD and everything here changes. Now, I want you to notice something. Whatever I add to my chart, whatever indicator I add to my chart remains there irrespective of the currency pair I pick, right? It remains there. And by this way, I've just given you the third way to go to your charts. The very first way is to come to your quotes, right? Long click on it. and click on open chart, this AUD JPY, right? Of course, another way is to click on this and go straight to AUD JPY, and then it opens, right? Now we're going to move to the next icon up there, which is, it looks like a clock pointing at, what time is this? 3 p.m. Click on it, and it shows you the time frame. Again, when we discuss candlestick anatomy tomorrow, you understand what time frames are. But just know that these are different time frames. It starts from M1, which stands for 1 minute, M5 for 5 minutes, H1 for 1 hour, D1 for 1 day, W1 for 1 week, and MN for 1 month. So if I click on D1, it changes. If I click on M15, it changes again, right? Again, you understand what M15 and D1 means holistically when we look at the candlestick anatomy, right? The last icon up there in the blue banner is a plus sign that looks like a plus sign in a book. When you click on that plus sign, it brings you to this interface. This is where we take our trades. This is our market in the recent. This is where we take our trade. This is a, let me look at my chart. This is a chart of AUD JPY. Let's say I want to take a sell off of this particular pair now. Or before I even go into taking a sell, let me explain the features you can see right here. At the top hand side, you have AUD JPY, and of course, it even gave you the full meaning, Australian dollar versus Japanese yen. Again, you have your dollar sign, and that simply means at this point, you could change your currency pair. For newbies, I can tell you free of charge some of the mistakes you can do. Once you've taken a trade and you want to take another trade, you might forget to change your currency pair, right? It does happen. So just come here and you can change your currency pair. We have AUD JPY. Now, here, you have a segment, right? This is the segment that where you determine what type of order you want to take. I've explained 3 types of orders, even though I spent time on 2. One of them is instant execution, or also known as market execution. Then the second one is pending. And that pending, you have limits and stops. That makes it broadly 3. Of course, there are some in between, but traders don't use them that much. So if I click on that market execution, it opens up other ones for me. So you see, market execution is 1. Buy limit and sell limit is another one. Those are limits. Then we'll have buy stop and sell stop. So the buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop, market execution we discussed 2 days ago. Here you are. This is where we apply them, right? This is where we apply them. Now the next segment, which happens to be, clear, which happens to be this. This is your lot size. Remember we discussed lot size, and I likened lot size to a bowl, a calabash you use in, you know, it shows the quantity you want to trade. So let's say I want to take a trade on AUD JPY. My broker will ask me, yes, you want to take a trade on AUD JPY. What value, what quantity in dollars do you want to control? And I say, oh, I want to control $1,000. That means I want to take a trade with a lot size of 0.01. If I want to control $10,000, that means I want to take a trade with a lot size of 0.1. And if I want to control $100,000, then I want to take this trade with a standard lot size. We discussed that last at the last class. So this is where we determine, this is where we impute the volume or the quantity of the quantity we want to control, right? So now you notice it's divided into 5. We have the negative 0.1, negative 0.01, and then those ones are in blue. Then at the middle there you have 0.47, and then you have plus 0.01 and plus 0.1. The one in black is the lot size you want to trade with. Again, some exercises you'll be given will help you practice this. So let's say I want to trade with a 0.25 lot size, right? There are two ways to go about this. The first is to look at this is 0.47, and I want to trade with 0.25. So I'll go to negative 0.1 right here and click on it, right? And also negative 0.01. I'll keep clicking on them until it takes me to 0.25. So I'm going to click on negative 0.1 once. Once I click on it, once I click on it, it reduces this to 0.37, right? If I click on it one more time, it reduces it to 0.27. So now I need to take out 0.02. So I'll go to negative 0.01 and click it once, twice. Now I'm at 0.25. You see that? Now, and of course, if I want to increase this to 0.3, I can simply click on plus 0.1, plus 0.2, like that. Keep clicking on the plus 0.01 until I get to my desired lot size, right? Now, another thing I can do, that's the first way to choose a lot size, to impute your lot size. The second way, which is far more easier, is simply click on that black where your lot size is and delete and impute what you want. Right, so I could delete that and put, I want to take a standard loss at 1.5, and I delete the 0, right? So those are two ways you could do that. Now, the third segment, you have two numbers. Again, I'll delineate so you could see, right? Those are your bid and your ask. We'll leave that for now. Come back to that. Come back later if need be. Now, the fourth segment has this, sorry. Sorry. Stop. Okay. The fourth segment here. Uh-oh, is this happening again? Sorry, guys. Yep, the fourth segment has this. It's divided into two. So you see one has negative, then in between it has 0.000, then plus, but underneath it is a red line. Then repeated again to the right, but underneath it is a green line, right? So that red line delineates our stop loss, and the green delineates our take profit. Again, you understand stop loss and take profit as we proceed. But remember that I said, if you are executing a buy, for you to get out of the trade, you have to execute a sell at the back end. And I will explain that as we proceed. But here you have your stop loss and take profit. Of course, how do you impute those figures? Same thing, just click on a plus. It takes you to present price, and then you can amend. Or you just put your cursor there and put in the value you want to put at your stop loss, and also put in the value you want to put for your take profit. Those curvy lines you see underneath is the same thing as your bid and ask, right? So it's just showing you. Now, at the base, you have sell by market and buy by market, right? And that is because these are market, under the market execution. Remember, underneath the blue banner up there, what I have there is market execution. So market execution is like you're going to a supermarket. You don't bargain in the supermarket. Now you just go, the price is there and you pay exactly what you have. So if the price is 93.19, I'm willing to buy at 93.19, I just click on buy, but I'll choose the lot size I want, the quantity I want. So let's do an exercise, for instance, now. This AEDJPY, and I'm willing to take a sell. And the quantity I want to do is 0.02, meaning I'll be controlling about $2,000 thereabout, right? And I want to sell, right? I'll simply come here and click on sell by market. Once I click on sell by market, it tells me order is open. I'm in the trade. I'm in a trade right now. For most times you take a trade on MT4, you will be in a loss by default. Most times you take a trade on MT4, you will be in a loss by default because you have to pay for your spread, right? But never mind, we are not here to talk about making profit or not yet. So here you can see my running trades, right? Automatically, this takes us to the third icon down, right? That white banner down, you see, we are automatically in the third icon. That third icon tells you your balance. Remember, we opened a demonstration account of 3,000. Here you are. Remember, now we have an equity of, okay, because my trade is now in profit, it has paid for the spread and it's now in profit. It's going to add whatever profit I have made less spread and add it to my balance, and that gives me my equity, right? Then we have free margin. I won't discuss all of that right now. We'll be discussing that maybe at a later date. We have the margin level percentage and the margin and all of that. We'll leave that for now. But this is where you see if you have a trade running. If you have a trade running, if you're in a trade, you come to this third icon to see it. You come to this third icon to see it, right? In this third icon, look up at the blue banner. You have trade and you have 0.5 something is counting. If it's profit or loss, you see it there. Then it has, towards the end, it has an arrow pointing upwards and an arrow pointing down. You can actually sort your trades based on the type of order, the time, the symbol, or their profit level. Then you can have a plus sign. That plus sign again takes you back to where you want to take a trade, right? Again, remember, you can take buy or sell. You can buy instantly or you sell instantly, or you can buy at a later time. Let's say I want to buy at a later time, I'll click on buy limit. If you click on buy limit, it brings a fresh segment, which is the segment of price. Notice that you have the segment of price. You didn't have that when you were doing market execution. Because in market execution, you are saying, I want to buy at the present price. But when you are putting pending orders, which are limits or stops, you are saying, I am willing to buy at a future date at a particular price, right? So you have to stipulate what that price is. You must impute that price. When we come to practicals, you guys will have enough exercise to do. So I'm going to go back again to click here and click on market execution. I want to see difference. There is no price. You are buying at market price. If I click on it and click on buy stop, for instance, now you have price at the middle. Same thing will happen if I go to sell stop. You still have price at the middle, right? Then instead of clicking on buy by market execution or sell by market execution, what you have down in the last banner there, you have place. You just place the trade. You place the trade. In other words, you are placing the trade in the market, waiting for price to come to it before it gets executed. Whereas, if you were in market execution, you are selling by market now or buying by market now, right? If we go back to our trade is in profit of about 50 something and the like. We can close this trade right now. And how do we do that? I'll just click on, or first of all, before doing that, let's click on the icon. Once you click on it, you can see it gives you some details about the trade. It tells you that you are trading AEDJPY. The volume you are handling is 0.02, right? You entered at 93.173. That was the price we entered the trade. And presently, price is 93.14849. The present price will keep fluctuating. The price at which you entered is fixed. right? It also tells you the time at which you entered the trade, right? This trade was taken at 22:52 on the 23rd of June, 2022. We don't have a stop loss in place, so there's a dash there. We also don't have a TP in place. This trade has an ID, it can be traced. If I have something I don't understand and I want to talk with my broker, they're going to ask me for my ID, a trade ID, and I'll provide this ID for them. We'll discuss swap at a later date, and of course, taxes are not. I've not traded with any trader that I saw something under taxes. Commission is what you pay your broker for helping you carry out a trade, and they are telling me that my commission here is 5 cents. So whatever my profit is, they're going to take out 5 cents from it, right? If I want to close this trade, I just click on it for some seconds, 2 seconds, it brings out this interface where I have close trade, new order, modify order, or of course, I can click on it and go to my chart. Yes, let's do this. If I go to my chart, here you can see sell. You can see sell, and it's also giving you that order number, that trade number you see there, then telling you that you are selling with a 0.02. And that green dashed line you can see on the screen there is my entry price. How do I confirm that? I can take my cost here exactly to that point and to give me my entry price, which is similar to what I had here, right? 1.93.173, right? So you can see how I'm moving from one part of this of the screen to the other by just clicking for 2 seconds and taking off my finger. It tells me I can close the trade. It tells me I can enter a new trade, new order. You see, it brings me exactly to where I can enter a new trade. If I click on the trade again and hold for some seconds, it tells me I can modify the order. For instance, I don't have a stop loss. Now I can modify and put a stop loss. Since I'm selling, my stop loss should be higher than where I am entering from. So I can put a stop loss at, let's say, 94, or let's say I can put a stop loss at 93.52, right? I can put a TP, never mind, I will explain all of this at the later class. I can put my TP at 92, and I'll click on modify. In place. You can see my stop loss and TD in place. All right, so right now, my screen is back. I'm sure you can see that initially stop loss was dash and TP was dash, which is stop loss and take profit. Now you have prices there. If I go back to the chart, and there are 2 ways to go back to the chart that I've mentioned so far. First, click on it, 2 seconds, and go to chart. It takes me to the chart. Now, I want you to notice something. Now you have some new lines added to my screen. You have a red line up there. Let me take out all this. Let me take out all this stuff here. Right. So here you have stop loss up there. Can you see stop loss up there? Up there, and you can even have my take profit will also show down. See my take profit down there, right down there, the red line. So the 2 red lines delineate stop loss and take profit, whereas the green dash line delineates my entry, right? So here, that's one way to go to the chart. The second way is to just come back to those 3 candles down there, and then we are back in the chart. I want to close this trade. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click on close trade, close order, right? I click on close order, and it's telling me, you want to close this order with a profit of this? Yep, man. And then I'm done with this trade. I've just closed this trade right about now. I'm going to go to the next icon in the, sorry, my phone battery is down. Let me see if I can get, power to it so it doesn't go off unexpectedly. Yep, we're back. All right, so the white icon down, the fourth icon, the white banner, I beg your pardon, down, the fourth icon there looks like an envelope, right? So click on that envelope. It takes me to my P&L. It's told me that today, we just made a profit of 43 cents. We made a deposit of 5,000 when we opened the account. And so far, our balance is 5,043 cents. But down, it tells me my balance. When you see balance, it means I added money. Of course, today we added 5,000, right? You could click on it to see more details. Then we took a trade and we made 48 cents. How come it's telling me that my profit is 43? Remember, we paid for commission of 5 cents. Let's take out our 5 cents from the 48 cents. We just made a profit of 43. Now, what is the power of leverage here? I was controlling $2,000 because I took a trade on 0.02. If I had taken this trade on a 0.2, would have made $4.80. If I was taking this trade on 2 standard lots, we would have made 480. That would have made $48 right now, right? Just within this short time. It isn't that easy. It just happened, right? So I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Yes, I forgot something. I'll go back to the charts. On the charts, I showed you the blue banner up there, right? I showed you a blue banner. Another thing you can do on your chart, just tap on the screen for 1 second and take out your finger. Boom. It brings on a wheel. That wheel has basically everything you have in the blue banner, except for currency pairs. And of course, taking new trades. So you can see on the wheel, we have M1, all the time frames are there. We have the F for the indicators. You have the crosshair, and then you have one other thing that you guys are going to use very, very well when we do the exercises. It has a symbol that looks like a rectangle, a circle, and a triangle all put in one, right? If I click on that symbol, it takes me here. So now I can draw vertical lines on my chart. I can draw horizontal lines on my chart. I could draw trend lines when we get to candlestick chart patterns. You understand trend lines. I can draw Gantt charts. I can draw Fibonacci's, Elliott waves. I can draw shapes. Let's take shapes. I want to draw a rectangle on my chart. I'll click on rectangle. Once I click on rectangle, it comes to my chart. Look at underneath the blue banner, underneath the blue banner up towards the right-hand side. Can you see a small rectangle? It just showed me that the shape I chose is a rectangle. And how do I draw the rectangle? I simply place my finger on the chart and then drag it. Whoop, and there we have a rectangle, right? There we have a rectangle. I can always modify it by going to any of the dots on the edges, right? And moving it. Any of the dots on the edges, I'm moving it. And I can take it away and move it completely by going to the dot in the middle and dragging it, right? Dragging it down or up, right? So that is how you draw shape. Let's draw a line again. Because I've taken a shape before, all that thing disappears. I'll go to the plus sign up and say, I want to add another shape. Click on plus, and that brings me here. I could draw a trend line, right? Again, underneath the banner, towards the right-hand side, you can see a trend line, a slanty line. I just drop my finger and I pull, right? That is a trend line. You guys are going to draw lots of trend lines and rectangles as to move on, right? So again, that's how you do that. If you are new, no problem. Download MT4, follow this thing and play with it, right? Just play with it. Rather than spend time on Facebook this week, play with these things. Click on any one of them. If you get lost, ask your questions in the Telegram chat box. You have very, very lovely traders that will answer your questions, FOC. Taiwo, I hope it is FOC. All right, so let's move on. So that's how you add this, right? If you want to delete this, again, click on the symbol up there. You see a bin, the symbol of a bin. Click on it. It brings out a checkbox. Just click on them, whatever I want to delete, and you can delete it. By the way, you can also give your rectangles names, so you could identify them. Here we have rectangle, H1 rectangle 510. You could give them names, right? You could say this rectangle is you could give it this name and say done, right? So if I come back and I want to delete, I want to delete, let's say I have up to 6, 5, 7 rectangles here, and I've named them. I know exactly what to delete. I know exactly which trend line to delete. So you can click on that bin box and just highlight what you want to click and click on the delete, boom, it disappeared. Right? Same thing with indicators. I forgot to mention that. Let's say you added envelopes to your chart and then you want to delete them. Just click on that and click on the delete, the bin, click and delete. Now, for some of you, it look like you're very mundane, but you can't be profitable as a trader and you can't be successful as a trader if you don't understand these two. This is where we fall or rise, right? This is the tool, and very resourceful, but you have to understand it. Now let's quickly go down. The lower part on the white banner down there, you have the 5th icon. It looks like a newspaper, and of course, it's an icon for news. ADUSD could let off if the US dollar breaks near midterm structure. Silver price forecast, XAG USD movements towards $21 on blah, blah, blah. If you want to be a trader and you want to be a trader that trades using fundamentals, you may like reading some of this news. I barely read them, to be sincere. The last icon down there that looks like SMS, you click on it, it shows you other things, right? I have some indicators that send signals to me, but the most important one for me here is in the blue banner up there, you have what you call MQID, Meta Quotes ID, right? So if maybe some of you are in a group and they say, give me your Meta Quotes ID, just go to your MT4, go there and click on that MQID. It will populate your Meta Quotes ID for you. The Meta Quote ID here is F4 0557AA, right? With this Meta Quote ID, if I want to send personalized information to you using my expert advisors or my EAs or my robots, I could do them. For instance, recently I got this and it says GBP USD buy at so, right? We got some other in the signals or money short and the like. So I can get signals. I have EAs that tells me when to go in, when to buy, when to sell, and all of those things, and they're just there. Right? Again, this is for advanced guys. All right, so I'm done with the mobile. I'll quickly scan through the laptop or Windows version, and then we'll call it a wrap for tonight. I'll stop sharing right now, and the next thing you should see should be that of my laptop. All right, so here you can see my laptop. Again, laptop or window version of an MT4 is much more robust, much more sweeter to use, and is a must for anybody who wants to be a profitable trader long term, or somebody who wants to be a professional trader like I am. All right, so again, if you want to download MT4, unlike on mobile device where you just simply go to Play Store and download a generic MT4, there is no generic MT4 on what would I call it? You can't just go to Google and type MT4 and download a generic MT4. You need to download an MT4 from a broker's website, right? To help us get this, I will be going to the same broker we used, FXTM, right? Forex time. I'm going to click on them without necessarily logging in. The same thing for most brokers. Just go to the trading tab and you see platforms. Some will not be on the trading tab. It will be on platforms. You just scroll down, and you find platforms like here, right? Of course, we have MT4, MT5, and mobile trading. Most brokers now are tending towards mobile trading. I'll just simply click on MT4. Once I click on MT4, it will ask me if I want to download, and I'll simply say yes, and I'll go ahead and download. Here it is asking me to try on demo, open an account. I think they've done some modification, but again, very simple. Just open an account with them temporarily, and then you can download. Right, so if you've downloaded, you should have something that looks like this, right? Of course, at first it will come in a scary way, so many windows. And sometimes if you open your MT4, yeah, I must state this here. If you open your MT4 and you come down here and this is not having some numbers, something is wrong, right? So you need to create an account for this to come up. You need to create an account. Remember, we created an account on mobile device. So how do you create an account? Once you've downloaded the MT4, you come to File, up here. You see File. You come to File. You come to Open an account. You see that? Open an account. You click on it. It brings you here, right? If you downloaded an MT4 for FXTM or whatever, you can see there are different servers or account types there. You just click on it, right? For more advanced traders, you don't need to have different MT4s on your desktop or your Windows. You could use one MT4 and just call up others. So let's see, I have HF here, I have Forex Time, I have IC Markets, I have Hugo's Way. Which broker don't I have here? Let's say I want to get an account for RoboFX, right? So I'll just click on this green box. I'll click on it and type Robo, and then it will search. And if there's anything like RoboFX, it will bring them up. So for you guys, just type FXTM. Of course, if you already downloaded FXTM, find it. So we use FXTM ECN. Click on it and click on Next. Then click on New Demo Account. If you want to see the same account on your desktop or on your Windows version as you have on your mobile version, remember when you created an account on your mobile version, I told you how to copy the details. Then you use existing account. You need to put in those numbers, your login number and your password, and then you click on Finish to show you exactly the same account you have on your mobile device. But if you want to open a different account, or you're opening an account for the first time on your Windows, you just click on New Demo Account. Then you go to Next. It's going to ask you to populate some things. You populate them, right? Just like I showed you. You agree to subscribe to their newsletters, and then you click on Next. Once you do that, it gives you this. Remember, you also have your login details, your password, your investor password. You could copy this and save, or I'll show you another way to do that. Then you click on Finish. Once you click on Finish, now you should be getting your feed, right? You should be getting your feed. And by feed, I mean here.
Incoming mail.
You should get feeds here. These numbers should be moving. in kilobytes. That way you are getting feeds from your broker. You're now connected to your broker. You will get an email. Click on Control T. Same time, Control T. Control T. Right? So here I got an email or a message telling me that I have a new account registration. Right? Telling me I have a new account registration. And here you have my login details, my password, and blah, blah, blah. And of course, they'll welcome me and tell me everything. So there you have. I now have an account with them. Sorry, my screen seems to be frozen again. Yeah, you get the recording for day 2. I dropped it with someone to edit, but I think I might, if it's not ready by tomorrow morning, I might just upload the raw version, and then when he's done editing, I'll retract the raw one and drop the edited one on YouTube. Let's close this and see. I don't know if they are not responding. Close program instantly. Close it and let's restart again. Great. All right, so I'm calling my MT4 again. Let's wait for it to pop up. It should be done in some minutes. All right. So when it pops up, let's look at some other things you can play with, like we saw on our mobile device. So under File, right, you can have a new chart. I can click on New Chart, and it asks me what pair do I want. I can go to my majors. I can go to my minors. You see that? I can just pick them. I can say ADUSD, and boom, the chart changes to ADUSD. From File, I can go to New Chart, right? I won't explain profiles for now. They're more advanced, right? So basically, I can also go to View, and under View, I have language. Don't try this. Leave it at English, especially if you speak English. I have my toolbars, standard charts. Leave them all checked, all 4 checked, and those are the things. If I remove the standard, something disappears from there. So just leave it. Toolbars, leave standard. It comes back, right? But most interesting here is that from View, I can go to my market watch. My market watch is like quotes on my mobile MT4, right? So again, I have AUD/USD here. If I want USD chef, I simply click on USD chef and drag it to the chart, and boom, it changed USD chef. I want you to look up here. I want your eyes to be fixed here. You see that that's USD chef there. If I want to change to Euro GBP, I click on it and drag and drop it here, and then it changes to Euro GBP. That is one way you can get your chart. Second way, right click on Euro GBP and simply click on New Chart, or click on Chart Window. It opens a separate chart while still keeping the previous one. You see, it opens a separate chart while still keeping the previous one. Right? So if I want to open AUD, Euro AUD, right, 2 things, I can drag Euro AUD here, and then this changes to Euro AUD. Or I can right click and say chart window, and I have a new chart, right? You can have as many charts as possible as your memory would allow you. Same thing here, just like we did, on the mobile device, we clicked for like 2 seconds, then we went to simple or advanced. Same thing here, I can come here and go and click on, I can remove my spread disappears, and I can add back my spread. I can add my high and low. You see, it gives me my high and low, but all of those things are not needed. So I take out my high and low. If I want my time, you can also give me my time. You can also give my time, but that would be too clumsy. So I'll take out my high and low, take out my time by just right-clicking inside my market watch, right? So from View also, I can have data window, right, which is another window here, more for advanced persons, right? So basically that is that. Then you can also have insert. From insert, you can insert lines, you can insert channels, Gantt, Fibonacci, all of those things you can insert. To make them easy for me, what I do is that I come here, this icon here, where I have draw, I right click, and I go to customize. The things I use often, I just simply add them to me selected. So let's say I use triangle often. I click on triangle and I click on insert, and boom, triangle appears up here. If I use Fibonacci axis often, I click here, I click on insert, and boom, Fibonacci charts axis appears there. And I can also do the reverse and remove them. Right? So from insert, you can pick what you want. I have some things. I can pick my lines, just draw my lines. I can pick my boxes and draw my boxes. If you draw your line, and your line is extending forever, it means it is a ray, right? Look at this, it's extending forever. You just double click on it until it shows some dots, right click, go to trend line properties, uncheck ray under parameters, and click on OK, and then it becomes small. Same thing with your rectangle, right? You want to move them, double click on them, and then move them up and down, right? You want to drag it, you can drag and double click again, and then it goes, right? Again, this is a newbie class, and I know I'm saying so more than a handful in 1 hour thereabout. Again, all of these things, you get used to them with time. Let's begin to wrap this up, right? So under view, I've spoken on insert. You can add many things. You can add Fibonacci, retracements, and all of that there. So next is charts, right? Next is charts. I'll leave chart out for now, and we'll go to tools. Again, I'll leave that out for now. It's more advanced, and also Windows. Okay, so here you have, under here you have time frame. So I have 1 minute time frame, I have 30 minutes time frame, just like we have on the laptop. Of course, we can magnify, minimize, and the likes. Let's take a trade and call it a wrap. Here you have new order. I'm sure you can see new order. You either press F9. I don't know why F9 is, why they chose F9 for new order. Just click on new order and it brings you up here. Now, of course, the top part here shows you your symbol. This shows you your volume or your lot size. This shows your stop loss and take profit. And type of order, you have market execution. If you click on it, you can have pending order. Once you click on pending order, here you can now decide whether you want it to be buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop, and you can put the price at which you want to go in. I'll give us a good example here. So here we have price presently here. Let's say I want to sell when price gets to 1.55180. So what do? I come to new order. I want to sell when price gets to 1.55180. That should be a sell limit. So I'll come to this point and go to a pending order, and I'll choose a sell limit. And my sell limit price would be at 1.55180, right? I can click on place. Right, so now I have a sell limit. Can you see that dash line? That's a sell limit. And here you can see the sign. It's showing me that I have a sell limit at this price, right? A sell limit. Another thing I can do is I can press Ctrl-T on my chart, Ctrl-T, and then I can go to trade. You see, I have a pending limit, sell limit, pending. Right? There's a difference between pending means at a later date. Let's say I want to take this trade instantly. I want to take a buy instantly on Euro AUD. I'll click on new order, select the volume I want to use. Let's use a bigger one this time, 2 standard. And I'll click on buy by market and buy instantly. Boom. Not enough money for margin. So let's reduce it. 0.05 buy. Boom. See, there's a difference between the two. One of them is instantly in the trade, and the other is waiting for a future date to get activated. Right? We can't cover so many things. There's a limit to what we can cover in one day on MT4. It's quite broad, but basically I just repeated everything we did on the mobile device. You'll be having some exercises at a later date. I'm not sure I'll be strong enough to send them tonight, and then play around with them. If you're a newbie, you can't go far without having a mentor. Work towards getting one and try out. Open your MT4 on Windows or mobile device, touch everything, play with everything, get familiar with it. That is your tool to trade. I'll stop recording right now, give room for 1 or 2 questions, and then call it a wrap.